Don Trutler.
This is the best pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it.
Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Kept digging around. Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
Hey, and I'm Don Trutler. Welcome to the show.
So we had a busy weekend. Box office starting to slowly get back to normal.
Right.
Bond last weekend was a very, I think, dismal or disappointing. I don't know how you want to call it. $56.5 million, coming a weekend after Venom. Let There Be Carnage opened to over $90 million, which is a post-COVID record. And then we had two really, I thought, major big releases this weekend: Halloween Kills, and then The Last Duel.
Right, which we were saying didn't do very well this weekend.
No, I mean, Halloween Kills, I think as expected, easily took the top spot at the box office at $50.4 million. But
I guess that's what people want to see. People kind of want the thrill ride of a classic horror movie. The Last Duel, we were saying, it got 7.7 on IMDb.
which is very, very respectable. I mean,
Across the board, it's getting really good reviews. I think I got 3 stars on Ebert. So I mean, it's a very solid film out there.
yeah.
It's hard for me to believe it gets beat out by Halloween.
By that much. It got trounced by Halloween. I mean, Halloween got 50.4, The Last Duel got 4.8. And now this was something I mentioned to you earlier, but this just tells you the staggering difference between the two films. Halloween averaged $13,589 per screen. The Last Duel averaged $1,572 per screen. I mean, that is a massive, that's $12,000
Right.
per screen difference. I mean, that's a huge, huge difference. And it's not like, it's not like The Last Duel didn't have, that it lacks star power. I mean, you got Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Adam Driver, and as you mentioned, Jodie Comer, I guess, is coming into her own as a pretty big name. And Ridley Scott directed it. I mean, that's like A-list galore.
Well, one of the things that Joey was saying before the show is that potentially they aimed this movie, The Last Duel, at an adult audience.
Older audience, yeah.
And then basically Halloween Kills goes for a younger audience, and that's who's going to the movie.
Exactly. Because one of the articles I read said that, maybe a lot of the elderly folks that would normally go see a movie like The Last Duel are shying away because COVID's kind of still kicking around there and they're afraid. And the other thing, too, that I wanted to mention was that The Last Duel's budget was $100+ million. There's no way they're going to make any of that money back. And the thing is, it was only in theaters, whereas Halloween was streaming on Peacock and Paramount.
Right.
And it's still, I mean, that's just blows you away when you see that, because it's just, I don't know, like I said, 7.7 is pretty high.
It's too bad.
Yeah, so that was this weekend's, the two big releases. Bond took second. It's hovering right around $100 million domestically.
And then Venom?
Venom was third at 16.3. That's at like 165 million now. So that's doing quite well. It's going to pass its predecessor. And it's probably going to end up passing Shang-Li or whatever at some point this year. Shang-Chi, yeah. But the other topic we're here to discuss today is Tom Hardy.
Yeah, who's in Venom. Yeah, because we were talking about it. I really like Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
And as I was looking at his movies, I tried to watch a few this week too. It seems to me, I don't know who his manager is. But it seems to me he's been doing a lot more action-oriented movies. If you think about Tom Hardy recently, he did the 2 Venom films. He did Mad Max, and he did Bane
Yeah, in Dark Knight.
in the Dark Knight series. So he's really been doing a lot of that type of stuff. He hasn't really gotten a lot of really juicy like acting things. Like, he did get nominated
For The Revenant.
for The Revenant,
Supporting actor, yeah.
but playing the heavy. He was the bad guy in that movie.
Which I still haven't seen, even though I own it.
And for a while, he was getting some really cool parts, but now I don't know what's going on.
I mean, the thing that really caught my eye to him was the first time I saw Inception. Because I'd never heard of, I'd heard of the name Tom Hardy, but I'd never seen anything he was in.
Right.
And he was great. He plays Ames, like the go-to guy for Leonardo DiCaprio's character. And Inception's a really, really, really good movie. Outstanding cast, too. I mean, you got Leonardo DiCaprio, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Michael Caine, Tom Hardy, Marianne Cotillard,
Right.
the girl from Juno, Ellen Page.
Ellen Page,
Just keep
yeah.
thinking Emily Page. That's Ellen Page. And that was a really good movie. Like I said, The Revenant I haven't seen. The Dark Knight Rises I thought was great. He was a very intimidating bad guy. Especially coming after Heath Ledger as the Joker.
Right.
That's a tough act to follow.
I just think he's making interesting choices. And our library has a copy of him in Wuthering Heights with, I don't know what the actress's name is, but he's married to her now.
Yep.
I think he met her on the set of that movie. I really wanted to see him in some acting stuff. The first movie I saw him in was Lawless.
Yep.
And I had heard about him. I had some friends who were, cinephiles, and they were talking about this guy, Tom Hardy. I'm like, Tom Hardy? I never heard of him. And he happened to be in that movie, so I went to see it, and I was impressed. He really had a presence. And I'm just so surprised that he's chose to go like this. I almost want to say like the action movie route.
Yeah, because he's definitely very talented. After I saw Inception, I was like, this guy's a really good actor, and I had heard of this movie called Warrior. And I was like, oh, he's in that. I'll check that out. That was an excellent movie.
Right.
That was really, really well done. Nick Nolte plays his dad. Joel Edgerton plays his brother, But I thought they all worked very well together.
And that was a movie, well, I guess that has that combination there where he plays a fighter. He's a Marine. I guess he went AWOL from the Marines
Right.
after rescuing somebody, and then he became a fighter. He's kind of like incognito.
Yeah, he goes with his mother's maiden name because they're looking for him. So,
But that was a great acting role for him. Probably one of the best ones I've seen him in.
oh yeah. That was definitely a dramatic. It was an action type movie, but it was definitely a dramatic role. And I thought all three of them. Nick Nolte was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for it. And since then, like Joel Edgerton and Tom Hardy have gotten more mainstream roles. Like Joel Edgerton was in The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire.
Right. He was in Loving, which I didn't see. I haven't seen yet.
I haven't seen that.
It has to do with, I want to say like 50s, 60s, an interracial couple.
What's the one with him and Jennifer Garner? Don't they have like a sick kid or something?
Oh, I don't know.
I think they do. I don't know. We're not talking about Joel Edgerton anyway, but
No.
I'm gonna have to look it up because it's gonna bug me. But there was a mini series, an entire British cast called The Take that I was telling you about.
Did you see it?
Yep, it's only 4 episodes, 4 like 45-minute episodes. Brian Cox is in it.
I like him.
And Tom Hardy's like the psycho that just got released from prison, and Brian Cox is like the head of the mob family that's in prison. So now Tom Hardy's trying to take it over. It's very good. Got a 7.7 IMDb ranking. And no, I definitely would recommend watching it if you haven't seen it.
Well, and maybe I'm putting the choice on him and his agent, but maybe these are the parts that he's getting offered. Maybe he's not getting offered the juicy roles for
Maybe
whatever
not.
reason, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's not as good an actor as I think he is. But
maybe the roles he's taking pay more because
be.
they're bigger budget movies. That could very well be.
right. He's a guy I look forward to seeing.
Oh yeah, me too. All right, I'm gonna find this movie.
Another person I wanted to talk about today, since we were talking about Last Duel, is Ridley Scott, which I'm sure we've already talked about on this show before. Would you consider, say, I don't know, if you thought of the 10, I was going to say greatest directors or whatever, but Ridley Scott might make top 10. I mean, I looked at a lot of his movies coming into today's show, and he's made some tremendous films. I mean, he did what, Gladiator?
Gladiator, yep. And you know, Black Rain is one that's very underrated. You know, because it's not. I don't know. I guess it was pretty big. I mean, Michael Douglas was huge at the time.
Yeah, right.
And Andy Garcia was pretty big at the time.
Exactly. Yeah, he's kind of fallen through the wayside.
Andy Garcia? Yeah.
He started getting supporting roles, and now
I just hope
couldn't
they
tell you
don't
what
do.
he's done.
I just hope they don't do another Ocean's movie. Come on. I mean, clearly they're doing those for paychecks.
He's old, man.
He is old.
Andy Garcia?
Yeah,
Andy Garcia, yeah, he is old. You're right.
Probably in a nursing home.
he's in a home.
Could be. What about Smokey? No, that's Andy Garcia. I don't know why I'm talking about that. Oh, Joel Edgerton is in Smoking Aces. I just watched that the other day, and I didn't know who he was at the time. So that was probably the first thing I'd ever seen him in. But now going back at it and looking at it, yeah, that's definitely him.
Yeah.
The Thing, he was in the remake of The Thing.
Oh,
Once again,
right.
we're talking about Joel Edgerton instead of Tom Hardy.
We should give Joel Edgerton some love here. You know, we've seen some of his movies, and we were talking about we're really big fans of the movie Warrior. That was a really good movie.
Yeah. He plays a teacher who's what is it, his daughter or one of his kids is like needs like a transplant or something.
Oh.
And he needs the money, and so he wants to enter this fighting contest or tournament. Even though the last time he was in the ring, his manager had to call his wife because he was in the emergency room. They thought he might die. And so his wife's not for it whatsoever, but he has to do something to try to save his house. And his daughter had an operation. That's what it was. So he had to use the money that there was going to pay for the house to have her emergency surgery. And so the bank's trying to foreclose on his home. And the real estate, or the banker is, what's his name? Noah Emmerich.
Oh.
And he's a good actor. And he plays a really mean dick in that movie. You know, very heartless. But yeah, no, it's really good. But one that I've been looking to bring into you that is definitely something that's not really something I would see Tom Hardy do a lot is This Means War. It's a romantic comedy with him and Chris Pine are like CIA agents, and they both fall in love with Reese Witherspoon, and neither one of them know about it until they go turn around and show each other pictures at like the same time at their desks. And so they just kind of go on like a little mini rampage against each other. You know, it's all in good fun. It's a comedy. It's a romantic comedy. It's not a bad movie. It's just definitely something
you don't picture Tom Hardy now doing.
No, Chris Pine I could picture him doing, and Reese Witherspoon obviously, but Tom Hardy, no. It just not really something I'd see him taking up many movies in that field. You know,
Right.
You know, and I'm gonna have to go see it again because I don't remember him in Black Hawk Down.
No, I think it was a real small
It must
part.
have been like a small part, and we're talking almost 20 years ago now.
And that's another one of the typecasts that he's getting. He's in a lot of war movies. He was in Black Hawk Down. He was in Band of Brothers.
Dunkirk.
He was in Dunkirk.
Yep.
He's got one coming up, I think. What did it say? It was called the Things We Brought With Us, something like that. It was a Vietnam movie.
Yeah, okay. I remember you telling me about that.
That's coming up.
Well, you just recently watched Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, right?
Right, where he plays a supporting role.
How was he?
He's good.
How
He's
was
great.
the film in general? Because that's got a pretty good cast.
It's a good movie. It's very intense. It's a spy movie, which is based on a book. So they really, it's really like intense and interwoven, and you got to pay good attention with that movie.
I saw Layer Cake years ago. I don't remember him in that, but then again, like you said, it's probably just one of those roles where it's not a very big role, and he wasn't really recognizable.
Right.
And another one I saw was Rock and Rolla, a Guy Ritchie movie. That was Gerard Butler and a few other people. I don't remember him in that, but that was pretty good.
Yeah, he had some roles. He was kind of an up-and-comer. I don't know when he really started taking over. I saw Bronson, which I would recommend.
Yep.
It was based on a true story. He plays this guy in prison. Another tough guy role, but it involved more acting than, it wasn't just plain tough guy, It's when you see it, it's pretty incredible. He also plays a pair of twins. Is it the Cray twins?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what the name of the movie is.
I do. Is it Locke?
Is that what it is, Locke?
I don't know. Legend? Yeah, it's
Legend.
Legend,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which might get confused with a Ridley Scott movie called Legend, with starring Tom Cruise.
That was Ridley Scott? Didn't that tank like
I'm pretty
crazy?
sure. I think so, because as I was looking at his movies, he had done a couple of really huge hits, and then he did Legend, and then he did something else that looked like it was low budget, and I thought, how the heck did that happen to him? He was like riding high, because he did Alien, and then right off of Alien, he did Harrison Ford. What is that called? Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, yep.
So he had those
Right.
practically back to back. So he was like top of the world at
Yeah.
the time. Then he did Legend. I think it didn't go over big.
And don't forget Tim Curry in Legend too.
Tim Curry, oh my God.
Come on, he was shit.
I love Tim Curry.
Yeah, and then at the end of the 80s is when Black Rain came out.
Right.
So Tom, listen to this cast on Rock and Rolla. Gerard Butler, Idris Elba, Tom Wilkinson, Thandie Newton, Tom Hardy, Jeremy Piven, Ludacris. It's got a pretty big cast, pretty good cast.
What does that one get rated?
7.3.
7.3, which is
movie.
pretty good.
It's a good movie. I'll read.
I'm writing it down.
When
I'm
a
gonna
Russian
put it on my
mobster
list here.
orchestrates a crooked land deal, millions of dollars are up for grabs, drawing in the entire London underworld into a feeding frenzy at a time when the old criminal regime is losing turf to a wealthy foreign mob. I haven't seen it since it came out. I think it came out 2007, 2008, something like that. 2008. Yeah, it's a Guy Ritchie movie. It was a good movie. Really good movie. Like I said, really good cast. Tom Wilkinson's another one I think he's great. I thought he was excellent in Michael Clayton.
Right.
And what's the other one? In the Bedroom. Have you seen that?
Right. I did. I saw when it came out.
That was a really dark movie.
Yeah, I like Tom Wilkinson too. Wasn't he in? He was in the one about the guys who were dancing.
Oh, yeah. What's that called? I'm going to have to look it up.
The dancing movie. You know, it's.
Yeah, it was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, it was about the. I think it was about 5 British guys
Yeah,
that were
old
out of
guys.
work.
Yeah, and they needed money.
And they decided to do. They were doing a dance routine at a strip
I
club.
can't believe the Full Monty.
Full
I
Monty.
was going to say, I can't believe we don't remember the name of this movie.
That's it. They showed the Full Monty.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Well, I don't want to build it up too much, but it's definitely it's a good movie, good film. Worth seeing. It's got some good laughs.
The Ghost Rider. That's one you were telling me about that I still haven't seen.
Right.
Pierce Brosnan, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
I like that one, but I like Pierce Brosnan in general, and I like Ewan McGregor too. Usually.
Yeah, I could say I like both of them, definitely. Oh, The Last Kiss. Have you seen that?
I don't
That's
think so.
really good. That's got a good cast, like Zach Braff, Michelle Monaghan, Casey Affleck, Tom Wilkinson. I think the mom in Meet the Fockers plays his wife, or Meet the Parents.
Oh, what's her name? It's Gwyneth Paltrow's mother, Blythe Danner.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's Gwyneth Paltrow's mother in real life? I didn't know that. Yeah, it is Blythe Danner. Zach Braff, Jacinda Barrett. Oh, it's Jacinda Barrett, not Michelle Monaghan. Casey Affleck, Rachel Bilson, with Blythe Danner and Tom Wilkinson. What's it get? I should bring that in for you. I think you'd like it. It's a 6.4.
Nice.
Not completely high, but not bad. I'm not a big Zach Braff fan, though.
No,
Really, no.
wasn't he on the television show?
Yeah, Scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I like Casey Affleck, though. And I like Tom Wilkinson.
I like him a lot. I have a Casey Affleck movie, 2. I have 2 of them on deck at home. It's what do they call it? The assassination of Jesse James.
Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Tom Ford.
Have you seen it?
No.
I've got it sitting.
He was nominated for an Oscar for it, though.
Oh yeah, I'm dying to see that.
And he won for Manchester by the Sea. I still think that his best performance was Gone Baby Gone. You know, I mean, and he wasn't even that movie didn't get nominated for anything.
No,
That was Ben Affleck's directorial debut. I thought it was an excellent movie.
it's a real good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and
What's the other one I got? Ain't Them Bodies Saints.
I haven't seen that either.
I got that one sitting at home. I'm gonna have to watch some of those this week. We'll do a Casey Affleck show.
I was disappointed in Manchester by the Sea.
Where are you?
Not by his performance, but just, you know how I am with endings. I need closure. 7.6 for Gone Baby Gone. You know, so I mean, obviously that's a pretty good ranking.
7.6 is a pretty high rating. In case you people are just tuning in, Joey and I have determined that 6 is the Mendoza line on
Yes.
IMDb.
If it's under 6, we're not watching it. That's
It's
just
not
how
worth
it is.
watching.
No.
So anywhere from 6, there's a lot of movies that are from 6 to 7, somewhere in that range. Basically, they're watchable films. They're okay.
Once you're getting into the 7s, mid-7s,
You're
then,
talking about something decent.
then you're, something you really should probably see. And 7.6, yeah, I'd say that's probably pretty close to what I would give it.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to watch some of these movies and move them on to you so you can see them, too. Trying to think what else I've been watching.
I've been doing a lot of TV lately. A
Have
lot
you?
of series, yeah. Like Modern Family, Big Bang Theory, stuff like that. Oh, I just watched the complete first season of True Detective again.
Did you?
That is such a dark show. I own all 3 seasons, and one is definitely, in my opinion, one is definitely the best. I almost say I like season 3 better than season 2. It's I never pronounce his name right. Mahershala Ali
Right.
is the lead in that.
We got to do a show about some of these really good actors with names that we have a hard time
Yes, I
pronouncing.
know, because it's like I announce his name every week. I talk about him every week, and I never pronounce his name right.
And
You
we
know,
got to
'cause-
practice.
I mean, because he has 2. I mean, he won an Oscar for supporting actor for Moonlight, and then another Oscar for supporting actor for Green Book. And I haven't seen Green Book. I actually like Moonlight. It's not typically my kind of movie,
Yeah.
but it's dark.
That's one that disappointed me. I think that came
Yeah.
out about the same time as Manchester by the Sea.
I think they did come out at the same time.
And I didn't really. I went to the movies to see it, and I just was not as moved by it as I was by Manchester by the Sea.
That was when they accidentally announced La La Land as the best picture. And then they're like,
That was
"No."
a good year because I went to the theater to see La La Land too, and I liked that.
I
too.
haven't seen La La Land. I'm not a
I don't-
musical.
Yeah, I don't think you would like it.
No,
if it's a musical.
no, I wouldn't. That's why I really wanted to see The Shape of Water, but because she's a mute, right? So like her main,
Be sexist, Joey.
her character, they have to have subtitles because she doesn't talk, and it's like I can't do it. I can't do musicals, and I can't do subtitles. I do not have the patience to sit there and read a movie. The last one I saw,
Oh, you're also racist.
yeah, I'm going down the list here, man. We still got a couple minutes. The last movie I watched with subtitles was The Passion of the Christ, and it was just because I knew it was going to be a very powerful movie, and I just wanted to see it. Saw it in the movie theater. I'm glad I saw it. Never watch it again though. Just way too much violence, and I don't mind violence, but that was just so over the top brutal.
Right.
You know, it's like I can't watch stuff like that. You know, I thought Jim Caviezel was great. I mean, if Mel Gibson didn't run his mouth about certain things, he probably would have been nominated for
Right.
Best Director, and it could have been nominated for Best Picture because it was very well done. Just so violent.
Well, interestingly, I felt the same way about Hacksaw Ridge, which is also another Mel Gibson movie.
Yep.
It's a good story. I like the actor
Andrew
there.
Garfield.
I thought he did a pretty decent job as that, but it was it was like over the top violent. It didn't have to be as violent as it was.
See, I didn't feel that much about Braveheart. I didn't think Braveheart was too violent. You know,
Right.
I mean, it was violent, but it wasn't like over the top violent.
Right.
And that was his first Oscar-winning, or the only Oscar-winning movie he's done. He won director and picture for producing it.
Right.
He was nominated for Hacksaw Ridge.
Speaking of actor directors, I've been on this Clint Eastwood thing lately.
Yeah.
So I watched. I think you lent me a couple of Clint
Mystic
Eastwood directed
River.
movies.
Oh yeah, and all the Dirty Harry collection.
Right.
You gotten into those?
No, I haven't started
No.
them yet.
But you did just watch Mystic River again,
I did.
and you said you really liked it.
Yeah, it's excellent.
It
It's
is.
an excellent film.
I mean, just a powerful cast and just. I mean, it's like just raw emotion. Like I couldn't imagine going through that with someone I grew up with, you know, after especially knowing what he went through, and then having to go through the circumstances to try to figure out, you know, I mean, who do you value more, an old friend from the back in the day or your daughter? You know, I mean, it's obviously a pretty easy choice, I would think.
Yeah, it must have been good as a book. So I think it was a.
Dennis Lehane.
Yeah, it must have been a really good
I
interpretation.
think this is Dennis Lehane. Gone Baby Gone.
Yeah, Gone Baby.
Yeah, it is Dennis Lehane.
Yeah, he did a couple of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched Pale Rider last night,
Yeah.
which I had remembered as being one of my favorite.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
I hadn't either.
I'm talking like elementary school a long time.
and it's still really good. My only complaint was some of the choreography. There was a fight scene where he grabs an axe handle
Yeah.
and he takes on like 4 or 5 guys, and it just looked a little. The choreography
Off.
was a little dated. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
It probably went over back in the day, but now. But other than that, the movie really holds up. It's a tremendous movie. He's great.
Well, I think we were pretty much out of time this week. We always make it go by so fast. I think we talked about 3 Tom Hardy movies.
Well, we've got opening weekend this coming weekend. I've been
Dune.
really excited. Dune and The French Dispatch are
Yes.
both opening up on the same
Yes.
weekend here. So,
So maybe we'll get together and go see them. But that's been our episode of Best Pictures this week. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler.
These are the ones you don't want to miss.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Here's Johnny.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.